All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Channel Divinity. My name is Riley. I'm the DM for our main game, Power Word Play. I'm here with a few of my friends, maybe not as many as usual. Kyra is running a couple of minutes late, but she will be with us any moment now. And welcome to session 2 of Power Word Play. Sean, would you like to go ahead and give us the recap of last session?
I would love to. So last time on Power Word Play, we met our 5 heroes at the Harvest Festival in the Terst Fields. These 5 individuals were either reuniting or meeting for the first time. You've got Lance and Sirius, played by myself, Sirius, and Lance is played by Cinque, who were mingling among the common folk and listening to their stories when we crossed paths with Calesta, an old friend and or mentor, we don't really know yet, of Lance's, who had just strolled into town on undisclosed business with her pseudo-dragon Fox. And when Kyra gets here, I'm sure that she'll explain all of it to us. Calesta is apparently in search of some information about the various religions of this part of the world and learns, with Sirius's help, that the people here mostly worship Poplar, the god of the sun, light, and harvest, or Melora, the goddess of wilderness. Wellen and Elizabeth, played by Aison and Zoe respectively, are shipmates and travel partners and have been for the past few months, and they were enjoying the festivities as well when Sirius approached them offering his lovely service. Elizabeth requests that Sirius help her get the 25 festival tokens that she needed to win a big shiny wand. That's all we knew about it. It was shiny and a wand. And so a party was formed to achieve that goal. After a couple of rounds of games and competitions where we bluffed, we threw a boulder, and we drank our way to potential vomit, the party won all of the tokens that we needed when suddenly a fight broke out over the arm wrestling booth, and 2 of the townsfolk transformed into monstrous lycanthropes and began attacking people. The party sprung into action with Wellen summoning Marsh, this weird fire pig, for the first time. Elizabeth unleashing devastating sneak attacks, Lance parrying and punishing the enemy with precision, Sirius supporting with a flurry of spells, and Calesta controlling the space from a distance with her whip. They quickly pacified the lycanthropes and shook down the untransformed townsfolk named Rashuna and Kaito Zethergill? Sure? For information, learning about a man named Dirk Danemark, who is a dick, who had sold them very laced drugs. Don't do drugs, kids, especially not from anyone rated below a 7.5. The head of the town's guard, Maria, not a lovely person, we don't like Maria, wanted to send the 2 to prison to prevent them from creating any more panic in the town, but fortunately, through Rashuna's sister, the party learns that Dirk moved to the town fairly recently and lives with his mother, who owns Auntie's Grocery on the eastern side of town. Before the fair closes, Elizabeth is able to spend her tokens and some cash from Sirius and Lance to purchase a cloak of billowing and a wand of pyrotechnics from the prize booth. Troubled with the day's occurrences, the party left the townsfolk to the local guard and retreated to the Cedar Hearth Inn, where they now consider how to continue.
Okay, I'm sure do. And at the Cedar Hearth Inn we are. After an eventful evening at the Harvest Festival, you guys have made your way over to said Cedar Hearth Inn. Let's go ahead and switch that map, shall we? From the outside, this building looks welcoming, beautiful, and cozy. There's these sort of stacked boulders lining the walkways, and these cedar pillars make up most of the building's outer structure. It's kind of hard to see through the windows, which are up pretty high, but the sort of jovial atmosphere, even with whatever just happened outside, can be sort of felt spilling through the door. As you all are there, you should be able to see the map and move your tokens in if you need to.
I went ahead and opened both doors for us all so that we may enter in with no difficulty.
As you enter the tavern through the old, thick, hard-wooden doors, you're all welcomed sort of by this pleasant atmosphere and quiet, joyful music. The half-orc bartender, who you saw performing earlier, is busy behind the bar, but still manages to sort of welcome you all with a smile. It's as lovely on the inside as it is on the outside, with these thick wooden beams supporting the upper floor and the decorative lights attached to them. The walls are full of paintings of the town's surrounding landscape, and judging by the style, they're all done by one specific person, maybe the owner. The tavern itself is actually busier than you might expect with recent events of the evening. Travelers and locals alike fill the tables, sharing meals, tankards of ale. Several long tables are occupied by what seems to be entire families, all enjoying food, drink, company of each other. And even most of the stools at the bar are occupied, though nobody seems to mind squeezing in some more. And it is yours to explore. You guys do see in front of you, there's one longer table that is open, as well as a couple of seats at the bar.
Well, my dear friends and companions, would we rather get a table, sit at the bar? I figure the bar means easier access to alcohol, so I mean...
Didn't you throw up your liquor like an hour and a half ago?
I didn't. I backed out. Catching me vomiting is something that you'll never see.
He chose to quit instead.
I mean, these robes are expensive. All I'm saying. These robes are expensive.
I'm just messing with you.
So the bar it is. I'm glad that we were all able to come to an agreement.
Wonderful. Yeah, you all make your way up, find a bit of space there. This bartender, after a couple of minutes, you all kind of sitting down, says, hey there, my name's Shug Cuddlescar. What can I get for you folks?
Just a pitcher of your finest ale for me and my newfound friends.
Sure thing. Can I interest any of you in a shot of our Moxie? It's the local favorite.
What is it?
It's a shot.
I mean,
Moxie.
What is? I don't know what Moxie is. I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's made it's of these like fermented sort of berries and liquor. It's pretty good.
I'll try it.
Anybody else?
Why not? I'll try a shot as well.
All right, that's 2 shots of Moxie. Final call. 3?
I'll take one.
Uh-oh, Kyra, I don't think we can hear you.
Oh no.
All right, we're having a bit of technical difficulty on this end, but give us just a moment. Cannot hear you, my friend. Alrighty. Yes.
I was saying we can keep going. I'll chat with
let's. Cool. All right, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, and you, my good man, with all the rings. Any Moxie for you, sir?
I agree. Yes, I would love a shot with.
Do rounds of We'll do 1 round of Moxie. That'll be 5, 10, 20. 2 silver, 5 copper, please.
I'm just gonna flick him a gold for the party.
My good man. And,
that's on me.
Kind of takes off over there to give you your drinks.
It's mostly just so I don't have to do conversion. Math on D. Please, God.
Math? In my D&D? It's
Absolutely
more likely
not.
than you think. But yeah, he has gone off to get your drinks and kind of served some other folks for just a second. As you all are kind of bellied up to the bar here.
Well, my friends, that was quite an eventful day.
You got it.
Lance is gonna, after throwing up over the stage, Lance is just gonna be sitting there and be like, I think my stomach is finally settled down, especially after that combat.
I'm gonna pat him on the back, and say, the best cure to any sort of alcohol poisoning and a hangover, more alcohol. It's just science.
Well, I don't know much about science, but maybe we could get some bread.
At this moment, Shug kind of comes over and places like one of the larger sort of shot glasses, like about this big or so, in front of each of you, filled with this sort of dark purple liquid that's served a bit lukewarm. And you one of you like kind of picks it up, gives it a bit of a sniff. It smells a little bit like pickle juice and berries. But he sets it in front of each of you, in front of the counter. Bottoms up. Y'all looking for anything to eat?
My friend here probably needs some bread.
We can get you some bread. Special tonight, we got some roasted mutton, dried lentils for 3 silver. We got some braised goose and our famous almond bread for 2. Get you some boiled eggs and a bit of stinky cheese for 2 copper. And then we got some stewed root veggies over some mashed potatoes for 4.
Which of the listed choices, all of which sound delicious, by the way, is the most popular?
I'd probably say we generally sell the most of our either the root veggies if you're not like a meat kind of person. Otherwise, go for the goose and the almond bread.
We can hear you.
Well, I personally would like the goose and the almond bread. That sounds.
I'll also take that.
And anybody else? I'm a bit personal to the boiled eggs and stinky cheese myself, but it's not for everybody.
There was something about veggies at the end.
Yeah, we got a stewed root veggie over a mashed potato.
I'll do that one.
You got it.
I'll have what he's having.
You ready? Okay. And anything for you, young lady? You blinked out for a sec, Kyra. You said I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. There we go. All right. For the table.
Yes, can I get the goose and almond bread as well?
Yeah, you got it. I'll put that order in the kitchen. It's gonna be a while. He kind of gestures out to the rest of the group there.
Should we be doing anything else about the that drug situation?
Well, I mean, I feel like as empowered young people, we have a bit of an obligation to serve the people of this community. After all, we are eating their food, drinking their liquor, and enjoying their festivities.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about obligated. I don't really know what that word means, but I do think we should try to help.
So I think. Oh, go ahead.
I suppose don't necessarily know if we're obligated since we are paying for all of these things. I don't think anyone was saying anything.
Go ahead, John.
I mean, I agree. We're paying for the food and the alcohol, but I definitely think that the festivities were primarily free.
Lance is gonna be like, yeah, we should probably do something, but I believe it is kind of late for tonight.
That's a good point. I think that, obviously the shop that we need to go visit is closed for the evening. So it may be in our best interest to get some rest and tackle this in the morning after a good night's rest and a nice night of merriment amongst friends.
I'm always up for some merriment, and Elizabeth's gonna grab her shot. To hell. Make it stay there, be as enjoyable as the trip.
Incredible. As you toss it back, all of you kind of toss back this local shot. It's like lukewarm, hard liquor. Not great. It also tastes like berries that have been on the vine a little bit too long, and pickle juice. It's not very good.
I'm gonna like make a face and start coughing like those like the youngsters that can't handle their liquor, and she'll be like, oh god, okay, that was And I'm gonna look at Shug and be like, great stuff. Would recommend.
Yeah, I don't think I need any more of those.
Got your tavern avail right here, and he kind of puts down this big pitcher. A bit of the foam sloshes over the top there, and a couple of glasses for the rest of y'all. All right. And the evening is yours.
So this is Wellen talking to Sirius. He's gonna turn and be like, "Are you some kind of like traveling like mercenary troop or like a I don't know. You seem to be, walking around asking if people need help."
A traveling mercenary, my dear man. I loathe reveling in violence. That's not something that I pride myself in. I like to think of myself as a man of privilege that would like to serve the people from which that privilege has come from. And as a result, I travel from place to place, doing as much good as I possibly can.
That sounds pretty noble. What place does your privilege come from?
My family resides in the Shifting Keep currently. We are a noble folk. My parents run the joint, and I decided that in order to best serve the people of that area, I should know how leadership works in some of the largest areas on the continent. That's why I was heading to Whitestone. I just happened to make a couple of stops on the way. It's where I found my rather large friend here. I'm gonna indicate over to Lance. We met in Kyra, and then again later on, and yeah, we're kind of you could say that we're best friends. You could say that we're best friends.
Wellen just looks at Lance to confirm.
And Lance is just sitting there, just like taking in that shot. After that nasty shot, he's just like, it's like that was disgusting.
See, he's bowing his head in solemn agreement. Obviously, best friends.
He's just gonna chuckle. He's gonna be like, he was gonna say something snarky, and he's just gonna be like, it's just not. You guys, you seem like you get along pretty well. I mean, I look at Liz, I'm like, would we? I don't know if we've ever put a name on it. Are we best friends?
Oh.
Do you not think you're my best friend?
I mean, we just met a little while ago. I don't know. I could say you're my best friend. We never really talked about
Okay,
it in front of
good.
other people. We've never talked about it. I don't know.
I thought it was one of those like unspoken.
We'll make it. I guess it's official now. When I tink my shot glass, the little baby glass. So she's my best friend.
Okay. And where did the pair of you come from?
We met. Where did we meet? I do not remember the landmass it was, but I remember the name of the tavern. It was called the Copper Cellar.
Yeah. I actually forget the name of the town too. It was back on the other continent. I'm from a long ways away, and her crew happened to be in town, and I was looking for a way over to this continent, to Taldore, and she just happened to be causing enough noise for me to, hear it. And
well, that's a way to
it's
put a
a
long
ride.
story short.
Vasselheim is where we met. Vasselheim is the town on the other continent.
Well, isn't that just lovely? It seems like destiny has brought us all together. My horned friend, my colorful friend on the end of the bar. Where are you from?
Me. I'm from Evenon. Spent a good bit of time in monastery outside of it. And now I am no longer with the monastery. I'm just kind of traveling.
And you seem to know my my burly friend here. How do you two know each other?
Well, Lance here was assigned to train with me, actually. And so hopefully he's been doing good with that training since then. I suppose we'll see.
I can guarantee you this. That man, immaculate with a blade. Unparalleled.
And he's gonna be like, it's all thanks to your training.
Please don't bow to me.
And modest.
Wonderful. As you're all kind of sitting down, beginning to getting to know each other, each of you kind of Shug brings out these plates, 3 of these sort of braised goose that's kind of golden on the outside, next to these like really fluffy, almost biscuit-looking type breads, and then in front of Lizabeth and Wellen, he puts these like pasta, like the like big pasta bowls with these really creamy mashed potatoes and these like stewed root veggies and this like brown sort of gravy over the top of it. It all smells phenomenal.
Would you say that that this biscuit like bread, Riley, is built similarly to a Popeye's biscuit? Do I need liquid to consume? Okay, I'm gonna with a fork and a knife, obviously, cut open the biscuit, get a bite of it.
The steam sort of pops out of it.
Yeah.
Just chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing. Like
we're all watching him. None of us are doing anything. We're all
Lance
just
has
like
not touched his food yet. Lance is just waiting.
after a very labored gulp and a deep breath, he looks up and says, "All right, let's eat."
Lance is gonna be like,
all right.
a glass of water over here, please.
Calesta's gonna look at him like, well, was that anything like the shot?
In taste, no. In traditional significance, definitely.
I don't know if I like the taste of traditional significance. Wellen reaches for the pitcher and starts pouring himself a beer.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and pass that this way. My man's gonna need it.
Yeah, we're gonna get going on this. He's just gonna pass it around, pour everybody. Half of this thing is foam. it's hard for him to get. It's hard for him to get the correct angle. He's got short limbs.
As I say, the bar kind of is up to Wellen's like upper chest area too, just by nature of being a generally smaller dude.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like, like this on this thing.
What a man, honestly.
What a man, what a man.
So my newfound friends, when do we plan on investigating Auntie's groceries, as it were? That seems to be our initial lead.
Probably when it's open.
That's an astute observation. I agree with that. Does anyone know when it opens?
Elizabeth's gonna kind of lean across the bar and just put herself in Shug's personal space. Hey, what time does Annie's open tomorrow?
Auntie's usually there pretty early. It's just kind of one of those places where it's like, it's open when she's there and closed when she's not, but she'll be there bright and early.
Thank you.
I'm gonna mutter under
Missy.
my breath. That's wildly unprofessional. Places should have a set start time and a set close time. And
What about
this-
traditional significance? What happened?
I'm just gonna give him a big grin. Like, you know what? You're right. You're right. It is a place of cultural importance. I should respect that. You're right.
You're very funny. You're very interesting.
So I suppose probably as soon midday is when I assume that Auntie's going to be there. If anyone would like to go earlier, we can certainly plan accordingly.
I'll likely be praying in the morning, but whenever you all are ready.
Yeah, we just kind of get up whenever one of us wakes up. Usually it's Liz first, and she'll shake me awake. So I suppose we'll all be up when that happens.
And Lance, do you have a sort of morning ritual that I'm not knowledgeable of? Do you get up and do 50 push-ups and run across the
Yes.
city?
Yes. Well, Lance will be like, I'll most likely be up bright and early. I'll probably be outside. So.
Well, then maybe after a hearty breakfast, because of course, most important meal of the day, we could head over and inquire accordingly.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good to me.
That works. It seems like you'll be up pretty late.
Is there anything anybody would like to do in this tavern? It is a little bit full. You do see there kind of the main room sort of continues off and opens into two rooms sort of to the right and to the left on the left side of this bar over here. Or you can remain bellied up, whatever your heart's desire.
Wellen is just gonna kind of start looking at his drink and just like thinking to him, very like clearly thinking to himself. Should we have a leaf? Should I have a leaf? He turns to Liz.
A leaf?
Yeah. So there's this thing I kind of found back on the other continent. I spent a lot of time out in the woods. I'm a little bit of an herbalist. I found this root called the it's called the tellweed leaf. And I, as you do with poultices and different incenses and such, you learn that they have certain medicinal properties. And
Medicinal.
yes, it actually really helps when I'm in very big towns, meeting a lot of people for the first time. It helps a lot. And he kind of starts to pull this little pouch, this little like small like sack that's just right here, and like looks in it and just kind of pulls out these little bunches of flakes. He's like, sometimes I just put them, over food, or can put them in like a little wrap. It's nice. You put them in an incense. It's a leaf. It's my leaf. It's a guilty pleasure.
Well, as long as you're not harming yourself or others, I'm sure that the health benefits are immense and definitely beneficial to your well-being.
I mean, not hurting. I mean, we drink, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. If meat is legal, then why not your leaf?
Right. Thanks.
Of course.
Thanks.
He's just really happy if someone approves of it at least.
I do have to ask, though, did you get that from someone more attractive than a 7.5? Because I'm hearing that's the rule. I'm hearing that is the rule that has been established. I just want to make sure that we're all following the same set.
So I guess that depends on whether you consider me the person who gave it to me, or like Mother Nature, which that is another question. Is
both
Mother
of whom
Nature
I
over
would
7.5?
rate a 12 out of 10.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. He's just like doesn't know how to take just a very like straightforward comment. He's like, okay, thanks. He sprinkles a little more of his more leaf over his mashed potatoes. Starts spooning.
Phenomenal.
How does that taste?
It's just kind of earthy, I'm out of character. I'm trying to think of a thing to compare it to. I'll have something next session to compare it to. I'll know what it tastes like.
You're doing our home game out of character marker.
Yeah.
That wasn't Aison being crazy. In our home game, this is how we signal we're out of character with another group we play with.
Oh, that's pretty great.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just kind of earthy, a little bit. Have you ever blended grass before? It's kind of a little bit along the lines of that.
I can't say I have.
You can make a smoothie out of it. It works.
Out of grass?
Look, you live in the woods. You live by yourself. You figure things out. You figure it out sometimes.
All right.
Y'all really starting to sound a little bit privileged. You ain't never had a grass smoothie?
I unfortunately can't ever say that I have. Have you had a
This
grass?
is the marker of privilege that I can say that I probably am.
I've made her a grass smoothie before.
Is it just grass, or are there other components within a grass smoothie?
Depends on what you got.
Yeah, basically.
Lance is gonna be like, do you have enough supplies to make a grass smoothie now?
We can do that for breakfast.
Wellen looks outside. I think we'll manage.
It's the middle of the harvest festival, but there's no grass.
No
food,
grass,
no
absolutely none.
Lance is like,
Completely
well,
barren.
I'd try one of your grass smoothies.
I mean, depending on the region, sometimes you get different types of grass, and they'll have different flavors. Like there are have you heard of lemongrass before? I'm sure. Like it changes it a little bit, but just regular everyday whatever non-denominational grass works.
My favorite grass is Baptist grass, obviously. Baptist grass is
The
different.
Methodist grass really hit.
The Episcopalian grass is a little too rich for my palate, personally.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that maybe was too much of a goof. Maybe that was too
Oh goodness, that's fun.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wellen and Elizabeth, you guys are from Vasselheim, a city with, that is where you both met.
Yeah.
In Vasselheim, correct? Okay, Thank you. I'm trying to piece together the narrative of you both. A city with pretty rich history and culture. What brings you all the way here?
Well, I asked her to come with me because while I was living in the woods, I got a disease and it wasn't fun. The reason why I was in Vasselheim was seeking out a healer. And I met someone from this organization who told me to seek out a hermit in the mountains up near Whitestone, I think is the name of the city.
That is indeed.
Yeah. That's why I was there. I'll let you tell your part.
I was there.
And so
that's
just decided
honestly,
to tag along with our dear friend Wellen here.
I asked her.
Well, I guess what had happened was we were at this tavern, and you see, there was this group of guys, and they were not being very nice to the barmaid. And you see, Mama runs a tavern, so that really just rubbed me the wrong way. And so me and my big old mouth, we just had to go and say something. And it turns out they were not such big fans of what I had to say, which is fair. To each their own. I respect everyone's opinions. And as good in a fight as I am, 6-on-1 ain't great odds even for me. So when all was said and done, I was sitting outside nursing what was left of my drink and a pretty good black eye, and Wellen came up and put me right back together. And he got to talking, and he said that he had somewhere to be, and I said, well, fella, I might just have a way to get you there. And next day when Zemi left town, he came with us, and I guess we've just been besties ever since, ain't we, Wellen?
Yeah.
What a pair.
Honestly, I don't know where I would be without her at all. I have no clue.
Aw.
That's so wholesome. Speaking of best friends, Lance. My best friend, obviously. I mean, I know that I know a bit about you, my friend. I know that you're from Evenon. I know that you speak very softly, and you seem to carry a rather large sword. But that's about all that I know about you.
He's your best friend?
Yes, we're best friends. I don't need to know his entire life story to be his best friend.
Sure. Just a rough estimate, though. How many other friends do you reckon you have?
I'd say 3. And excluding the 4 other people here. And I believe that, we are all going to become great friends together. But outside of this group, 3.
How many friends do you got, Lance?
Lance is going.
I'm gonna be beaming, waiting for my name to be said.
Lance is going to sit there and be like, well, I guess I have a good bit of friends back in the arms.
The arms?
The arms of Evenon. Yes. And of course, Sirius. One of my most recent friends. My best friend.
Seems like you really didn't want to say that.
He did. We're best friends.
He's not making eye contact with you.
He said it out of his own mouth. We're best friends. What more could you
And
ask
I
for?
insight check their best friendness.
Sure, Cinque, as per this
no.
table, you get to choose to set the DC of how difficult this read is, on how genuine this
she
best
got an
friendness is.
18. They have been traveling for a while. Let's see. You could probably read. I'm gonna say 18 is good enough. You can probably read that since they've been traveling for a good bit together. There are, I guess. Well, excuse me. Sirius is the one that does the most of the talking. So,
But answer the question though, Cinque. Is Sirius Lance's best friend, or is that an open position?
At the moment, I guess, yes, Sirius is Sirius is Lance's best friend at the moment.
Thank you.
At the moment. At the moment.
That's all.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right, so now we know.
So you're from Eman, and you're also from Eman? She points to Calesta.
I was born there.
You said you were from a monastery?
Shows a little discomfort at this question. Yes, I did train at a monastery.
Y'all seem to do a lot of training amongst you.
Do you not train?
I don't think so.
Then how do you prepare for battle?
What do you mean?
Like strength training, weapon training to fight?
Yeah, I get
No,
the
I'm
fight
gonna take
part.
it as a no.
The everything
Lance?
before that though is a little hazy.
Lance is gonna be like, I guess to some people it just comes naturally.
What's that supposed to mean, Lance?
Unlike me, I need
I see. You did need a good bit of help when you came.
Lance is just gonna nod his head. He's like, yeah, I definitely did.
Maybe we after we have our grass smoothies tomorrow, we can all train together.
Trade.
That sounds like quite the morning ritual.
It'd probably be best to train before the grass smoothies.
Yeah, probably.
I typically train before breakfast.
You get up
Well-
before breakfast?
You all want to
Yes.
train before you. I'm sorry. You all wake up when to train?
What? Well, you have to wake up before sunrise to be able to make sure you get your training in so that you can have prayer at sunrise. Then you have breakfast after prayer.
Who do you pray to? And why do they need you to be up so early?
I agree. It should be immoral to have to wake up before the sun does. Honestly, waking up to the smell of eggs and bacon is my preferred way to wake up. But any god that demands that you wake up while it's still dark out?
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of an affront.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Everyone cannot be a devout follower. I understand. It's not for everyone. That does not mean that you cannot still train, pray to our God.
Yeah, which god was that though? Just so we're clear.
Here,
I do not know
Calesta would
that.
probably pray. Calesta would probably pray to, based on her monastery, Avandra, the Changebringer.
There we go.
That's a cool name.
That's kind of cool.
Okay.
That's a real cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avandra, the change bringer.
Was it just sort of, picks up her necklace. Doesn't say anything.
Well, I may have to pass on the waking up before the sun, and probably also the praying. But breakfast and an investigation sounds like a good way to start.
Oh, you can pray anytime during the day.
Anybody's day. But I do believe we've figured out why everybody has come this far on the continent, except for Calesta. What brings you all the way out here?
Oh. Kyra.
We lost. Damn it.
We lost her.
No.
Oh no!
Oh, we're all looking at her and she went away. Oh,
I missed part of that because my thing went out.
Hi.
Hello.
I
missed you.
can
Your question.
indeed. We've learned about why everybody is out this far east, except for really Calesta. So what brings you here?
Well, as I said, I am no longer with my monastery. I'm doing a bit of travel just to learn more about some of the religions of the East and hopefully just learn a little bit more about these people. I don't necessarily have any roots at the moment, and so I'm kind of just exploring.
Well, it seems like you certainly have some roots here with us. So, now that we've all gotten to know each other a little bit, are there any other questions that anyone has for anyone else here?
Can I insight check Kira's Calesta's answer?
Sure.
Just to
So
be
Kyra,
like, go ahead.
in your head, so based on what Aison's role is, you're going to be the one giving him the information depending on how well he rolls. So Aison, go ahead and give that insight check.
So yeah, I guess I'm trying to see if I can tease out any more of like the reason behind her splitting from her monastery or her church, if it was like she's running from something or she was exiled, or why she's here and not, she seems very devout, so it's weird that she's gone.
Yeah.
It's not a good roll.
With a 10, Kyra, what do you think Wellen can read from her?
Yeah. With a 10, I don't know if he would probably be able to tell that she's not telling the full truth, but I don't know if he would be able to tell on which part of that. Mm-hmm. So if it was the leaving the monastery or why she is this far.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. All right. Around you, the tavern sort of seems to be clearing out as the night has gone on later. You all have sort of finished up your meals and your tankard, your pitcher is running low, and you're welcome to request a refill if if you want to continue on in the bar. But it looks like it's starting to get a little bit late.
Cinque asking a question. Is this a tavern / inn?
It does look like they have some rooms upstairs.
Okay.
I would like to a little tipsy call Shug, my dear friend.
Hi there. What can I do? What can I do for you?
That is the question of the evening, is it not? My friends and I believe, all have rooms here. Is that correct? Are we all?
Not as. Y'all were here. You haven't paid for a room for tonight. We're pretty booked up, but we got some availability in our kind of common space.
And how much How much would that cost us?
It'd be 1 silver a head.
I just drunkenly flick him another gold. Here's for the night. You can keep that change there. Huh.
Lance is gonna say,
Thank you. Thank you,
sure
Sirius.
have a lot of money.
I mean, I do what I can with what I have.
You're very generous. Thank you for everything that you've done for us today.
It is my pleasure, my friend. My pleasure.
All right. Shug kind of directs you all over to the stairs on the left side of the bar, as to where you can go to find some rooms.
Bed.
Bed. It's sleepy time.
Yeah. Let me know if our Yes, it is working. So you see kind of an open room as you come up these stairs, Lance. That seems to be open with sort of bedrolls and such strewn about. The other rooms on this space seem to be closed and locked up, except for the other one, the other door on that same wall, just down the hall there.
Okay, so everybody's in. This first room is ours.
Yep.
Bet.
Kind of common space. You have to kind of step over a couple of people who are already in there, sort of sleeping, facing towards the wall, but it's easy enough for you guys to find a corner to sort of take over there.
Tell me why my COVID brain was like, this isn't sanitary.
This isn't safe.
Yeah.
2020! Oh my god, it's 2021. Anyways, moving on. You all are able to sort of find your way upstairs. There it goes. And sort of take over a space in the corner. If there's anything else y'all would like to do. As you're sort of getting ready for bed, now would be the time to do so.
I'm sleep. I'm out like a light.
Sirius passes out. Wonderful. And you all get a long rest.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and mark that. You can open up your character sheet, click the long rest button underneath the hit die, which is right next to your hit points. All right. And the next morning comes, bright sunlight sort of streaming through the windows, bird song chirping loud and early. How early are those of y'all who are getting up early waking up?
Like Calesta said, most likely just before sunrise. And so if the sun is this high, then Lance would probably be coming back inside while everybody's waking up.
So yeah, I think let's it's just before sunrise. I think Lance and Calesta have said they're getting up to go train together for maybe the first time in years.
I'm about to get my ass kicked, but let's go.
What are you guys doing to train this morning?
First, we're going to figure out how to exit doors. And then...
Incredible.
Yeah. And then probably start with some light stretches, maybe a couple miles of running, and then of course actual hand-to-hand.
Ooh. So you guys get in some hand-to-hand shadow punches, some light the kickboxing, punch a hand kind of deal.
Nah, she finna swing on me. That's what's about to happen. She's about to hit me in my chest.
Lance thoroughly just gets walloped by Calesta, who's like basically running circles around him. Lance, you're incredibly strong, but what you are not necessarily is quick. And Calesta is quick. It's like you like go to do it, you kind of like they're like, oh, she's over here already. But Calesta, when Lance is able to get a hit in, it's like, oh, like it's a big hit. But then the sun rises. The rest of you all kind of begin to wake up as the bird song sort of streams in through an open window. What would you all like to do? A new day ahead of you.
I'm assuming that Sirius sleeps in at least a little bit later.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So as he's sort of still sleeping, Lizabeth's going to kind of walk up to Wellen and just sort of like stop him from snoring a little bit and shaking his shoulder and just get him up. You know, they've probably done this quite a lot, so I'm assuming she knows like how to wake him up without startling him.
Hi. Hello.
Hey there.
Morning. We have to do things today, don't we?
Yeah, you promised everybody you'd make them grass smoothies.
Oh, he can't see.
Aison just unplugs his headphones.
The only
unplug my
response
headphones.
to being woken up at 7 a.m.
He stands up gets to his feet and starts trudging outside.
Aison, please describe to me the process of creating a grass smoothie.
I don't know why. Okay. Shiza. The thing that I am not sure about how to do is to get the like pressured spinning space.
Yeah.
I'm sure he figured it out. Wellen knows how to do it. He's an ingenious young guy. He's got like a little so he has like a little. He uses part of his shawl, like his leather shawl that he ripped up a while back, as like a he like sewed it together to be like a chamber that he can kind of like open up and put stuff in and put it and then take it back in. And so he basically just throws like water and grass and other like things to make it like to add like make it kind of like a creamy pasty, and then he uses the fire of his staff and marsh to like percolate it. He uses the heat to percolate it basically, and shake it a lot, and that's how he blends and makes the smoothie. Then he has to give it a lot of time to cool. Maybe he uses magic.
So is it serve? You could easily enough summoning your natural magic. You can cool this thing down.
Do I have any ice magic? If I don't have ice magic, he just eats them. He just has them warm.
You love a warm smoothie.
It's like gazpacho, but the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So soup.
A grass.
No, like the opposite of gazpacho. What do you mean?
Sometimes he just lets it cool down. Sometimes he'll make it and like put it back away, and so it cools down, and it's kind of cool when he finally has it as a drink. It's not
Like
like
when you make your second protein shake before you work out, so it's already ready when you're done.
She knows. She knows.
Exactly.
I have worked out approximately twice.
Well, you're doing something right, so.
Amazing. So Wellen trudges on outside to go start this process of his grass smoothies.
And just, while we're here, as Sirius is still asleep, can Lizabeth see if she can get an estimate of how much money she thinks he has?
Ooh.
She did it to Lance, so it's only fair.
Yeah.
How the hell are you gonna peek in my pockets as I'm sleeping?
You don't need to know that. You don't need to
When else would
Yeah,
she?
Zoe, because the roll that you make is gonna be determined on how you're doing this. So describe to me kind of how you're sort of trying to go about this.
Well, I'm assuming that he has like a bag or like a backpack or something.
Mm-hmm.
So just sort of like casually kind of like walk over and then like kick the bag and see if she like makes like a jangly noise, and then like, you know, see if she can like do some quick maths or the rough estimation of jangle to coin.
The weight of the bag versus the jangle. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll say for this, go ahead. Let's start by if you're just kind of trying to casually just, oops, I kicked his bag. Let's start with a deception check.
Well, he is asleep.
He's asleep still.
Sirius is also not the necessary. You can wait until it's just y'all in this room. I'm assuming Elizabeth wouldn't do this well.
Yeah, I'm assuming that she's woken Wellen up, and then she's getting ready. She's, you know.
Okay, in that case, you kind of walk over, sort of tap it with your foot. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perceive.
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
The thing about Sirius, he is a fancy boy, and with that, he does indeed carry around a bit of clothing. There's some jangling noise. Could be jewelry. Could be coin.
Okay.
It's also kind of hard to really hear anything through the like layers of fabric.
Cool.
Not immediately, obviously, money bags like Lance's.
All right, cool. With that knowledge tucked away, she will kind of like walk over and kind of gently sort of try to wake Sirius up and be like, hey, we're gonna get going.
What time is it?
I don't know.
It's like 8:30.
Okay.
The sun's up. Grass smoothies are in the cloak shaker percolator. I don't really know what that word means either, but we'll be using it a lot. So.
Mm-hmm. If you could talk just like 3 levels lower right now, that'd be great.
What do you mean? This is how she always talks.
Yeah, I am learning. My head just feels like it's going to mutiny from my body right now.
Oh, he's hungover, Wellen.
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know that I have any hangover cure herbs on me. Would I happen to have anything for that?
What you got in your inventory that might have? Go ahead. You might be able to make a check with your herbalism kit, and let's see.
Do I have where's my herbalism kit? Yes. Just use it. Is that how I would?
Yep. Yeah, Wellen's got something. It's like a little poultice you like kind of put behind your ear. It's like some like wet herb basically that you put like right here behind your ear. It takes a little bit to kick in, but it'll help out eventually.
Yeah, he pours a little bit of a water skin in and just kind of like mixes it in his palm. And he's like, sorry, I know we don't know each other that well. And he kind of gets in close. He's like, let me just put this here right here real quick. And this should help, clear up that headache in a little bit.
You are very much appreciated.
It's like a strong, like icy hot sort of smell.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be like a Vicks vapor rub sort of thing. Or like
that hit, rub it on your chest.
Right. But okay. Let's. I suppose it is morning. And we should get breakfast and then interrogate.
Yeah.
As they're about to walk down, or as they're about to exit, I guess Calesta will come back in, and they just kind of hear like a scratching underneath like the blankets where she was asleep, because Fox does not like getting up when Calesta does, and only rises with the sun. And
that's my noise right there.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's not entirely in by the time that he gets up, and so he kind of looks around and like screeches at y'all because he doesn't know who the heck you are.
Absolutely taken aback by this. He was not prepared for that to happen. He's like, "Oh shit! Sorry."
Fox kind of goes, sort of bares the little teeth at you.
Hi. Dragon friend.
Calesta. Riley, your face is killing me. Calesta walks in and kind of like stares at Wellen, who is like freaked out by him, trying to figure out what in the world is going on, but doesn't say anything and just silently walks over, picks up Fox and tucks him back underneath her.
Yeah, Calesta, as soon as you walk in, Fox kind of little claws on the wooden crown, like scampers, like climbs up your side and kind of just like goes right into his spot.
Well,
So breakfast?
breakfast sounds great right about now, actually.
Wellen's got he pulls out the pouch and he's like, I got smoothies for folks. He's like, we can take it down and go pour them into glasses.
Yeah, that sounds like the move. Let's.
Is it the move?
Look, you'll see. He just starts walking.
Incredible.
If everyone's coming downstairs, they're probably going to see Lance on the ground, like just sitting there, like, oh, like, this man is sweating. He is drenched, and he is just has eyes closed, leaning back, and breathing.
Did you finish your stretches?
He's like, yes, I'm finished. I finished my stretches.
What kind of training are you guys doing?
I don't think we should ask very many questions, Wellen.
This is a public space, and I'm sure that a lot of the other morning, breakfast goers do not consent to hearing what their training was like.
Is it like that?
Okay, let's just go. Let's go. I think we should go.
Calesta's just
Elizabeth's
standing
gonna
there
grab Wellen
confused.
by the hand and sprint out of that tavern.
Right, we have to get breakfast here.
Yeah.
We have smoothies. We're gone.
Elizabeth and Wellen have bailed.
Oh, they left.
They're
Well,
gone.
that was interesting.
Lance is going to stumble and stand up and kind of like stretch a little bit more, and then I guess like start walking out and be like, "Well, there were breakfast plans, right?"
I thought we had breakfast plans.
I was also functioning under the assumption that we had breakfast plans, but I suppose plans can change. And if those two have left the building, that we might as well just eat later, I suppose.
Will you survive that?
Yeah.
What about your bacon and eggs?
I've eaten less on the road. I think I can make it at least until lunch. But if we wait until much longer after that, I may start to get a little grumpy. Just a heads up.
All right. So you all rush off sort of out into a beautiful morning. The sun is shining. There's it's a crisp, like one of those crisp summer mornings, kind of where you're up with the sun. It's not quite warm, but you can tell it's a bit of a warm wind blowing through. And you all get ready to head off toward Auntie's groceries.
Hey, Auntie.
Can we get can I accost someone on the street and ask for more specific directions than like that away, you know?
Yeah, you actually find walk up as you're sort of in leaving the tavern here, go to this town square where the festival was previously, and there's some folks there that are sort of like breaking down the tents and hauling the like hay bales off into these big carts, sort of cleaning up from the previous day's festivities. There's a younger gnomish woman who looks to be leading some of the like animals that were in like the petting zoo on the far side. That Sirius can looks pretty approachable.
Hi there. My name is Sirius Graywind. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I was hoping that you could give me and some of my compatriots a detailed, maybe itemized list of directions towards Auntie's groceries.
Sure, yeah. Auntie's is so if you're right here in town square here, you're gonna just go ahead and go up from here, make your first left, make a right, and then it's gonna be that small little yellow building with all these big beautiful yellow bushes out front.
Okay, and just to make sure that I've got that correct, up, left, up, small yellow building, bunch of flowers.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. And I will go ahead and proudly walk back to my friends. I've found us directions.
Well
yeah,
done.
that away.
Great work as always, Sirius.
Whatever will we do without you?
And I'm just going to like proudly, head held high, walk the same direction that everyone else knows that we're going.
Wonderful. You all make your way across town. When you sort of come and turn this corner, and it's not hard to miss at all. You see this sort of small wooden building that's basically drowning in these vibrant green bushes overflowing with these big, bright yellow flowers. Soft wooden planks and well-crafted wooden beams make up most of the building's outer structure, and there's these two big, large windows in the front that are letting the morning sunlight stream inside. And as you all approach Auntie's, searching for Dirk and whatever scheme he might be up to, that is where we are going to take our break for the night. We will see you folks back here in just a few minutes. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are live again on Channel Divinity, and the party is outside of Auntie's Groceries. And let's go ahead and swap that map, shall we? So you all roll up to... Oh, I don't have your tokens on here. Rookie move. You all roll up to the outside of this gorgeous... light wooden building with these huge flower bushes outside. And it seems like it's open. You see a bit of movement inside through the windows in the front.
I'll go ahead and try to open the door. Great.
You gently sort of push the door open. As you do so, a small bell sort of above it gives like a little ding-a-ling-a-ling. As you, an older woman sort of facing a wall kind of turns and says, "Oh, be right with you, dear." Her white hair is sort of pulled back into this loose ponytail that brushes her mid-back, and she's sort of strange to put a small basket up on a higher shelf back near the counter. She sort of turns to face you all, having just sort of like push it up, and she sort of stretches her shoulders out as she looks out at you with these sort of warm, tired-looking brown eyes, and she says, "Oh, hello, dears. How can I help you this beautiful morning?"
Hi there. Nice to meet you. My name is Sirius. These are my friends. We were wondering if you knew anyone by the name of Dirk Danemark by any chance?
Oh, yes, that's my dear son. My name is Leia Danemark, but most folks around here just call me Auntie. What can I do for you?
Well, you know, we heard from some of our friends that that he was just a lovely person, and that he was involved in some things that happened yesterday, and we were wondering if we just want to talk to him.
Hey, Sean. Go ahead, roll me a little bit of a deception.
I've got a good deception. It didn't really work out. Oh. The dice gods really hate me.
Oh, how she does here. Oh yes, my Dirk. He has so many friends. He's out on a visit to a farmer out of town right now. I think we can maybe you can tell me what more you're looking for, and I might be able to get you some answers here.
Well, you know, obviously we are friends with some of Dirk's associates, and we were just wondering, you know, if he's been out conducting any business lately, and you know, if he's got any sort of connections that we could learn about.
Oh yes, my Dirky. He's such a good boy. He was out living over in West Run and had a bit of a stroke of bad luck starting up his own store like his mom is here. But he moved home a couple of months ago, and he's helping me out to run things around here. He helps manage my shipments in and out from the fields here. He actually just set up a relationship with some hunters out on the way to West Run that brings just the freshest old meat here. He's done some real good for my business, that boy.
And you said that he was out working with some farmers currently?
Oh yes, he left home real early this morning. He said he was heading out on some travel.
Did he say generally where he was headed?
No, he didn't. I might be able to go back into his office and check, though. Give me just one moment. Yeah.
I guess while she's back there, can we, like, I guess Wellen was gonna try to scan for any more traces of the Sood. What was it called?
Sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a general perception check here.
Would detect magic pick up Sood?
Go ahead, Wellen, and make me then to start nature or medicine check, your choice to kind of discern that.
Okay. I'm gonna do medicine check.
Okay.
Not bad.
With a 20, detect magic probably wouldn't pick up Sood specifically, but the process in which Sood is created is fairly magical in nature. The radius of detect magic, if you got to about where the space where things were being created, you might be able to pick that up, but it's not going to pick up Sood specifically.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small chance he's actually making it here, but I'm just gonna check this real quick, guys. And I just walk to the wall, and I like put my hand to it, and I want to cast detect magic, basically just to see if there's like any back rooms, or anything where there's like magic coming around. It's a 30-foot. Actually, can I do it here so it's more central to the building?
Yeah.
It's a 30-foot sphere.
Yeah, go ahead and pop that in the chat. A 30-foot sphere. Wellen, you do detect beneath you enchantment magic.
All right. Well, I was wrong. I turn to Liz and I'm like, I don't say anything, but I mouth like I found something, like, and I point down. But I don't say anything. I just mouth it very like.
Oh, young man, I see you're looking at those. Are just some of our secret spice blend for my famous honey buns. Are you interested in purchasing anything?
You said honey buns?
Mm-hmm.
How much are they? Or the spices, I mean.
Well, my spice blend I'll sell for 2 gold pieces, but the buns itself, I could sell you a dozen for about 4 silver. You know, give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. It's
Yeah.
Do you use Marquesian spices?
Well, now if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret, now would it?
Well, no, but what's a secret among friends?
Make a persuasion check, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Now, darling, I wouldn't say in business if I told everybody what was in my spice blend. I'd be happy to sell you some if you can try to test it out yourself.
How much did she say it was?
2 silver.
2 silver.
2 gold.
2
2
gold.
for the spice blend, right?
4
And then-
silver
Yes.
for a
4
dozen
silver for a dozen. Yeah.
buns.
Wait. Okay, Lance is going to be like, yes, I would like some.
Wonderful. That'll be 2 gold pieces, and then this is all yours.
Um,
And she kind of hands you over like this jar. It's like about this big or so. That has this sort of spice blend that looks like, upon initial look, some sort of sugar, like brown spices inside.
yeah, he just walks over to Liz and hands her the jar.
Cool.
So, ma'am, about your son's whereabouts?
Yes. I can't quite find record of where he's off today. He must have taken his letters with him. But he's unfortunately at least not in town at the moment.
Hmm.
Do you know how long he'll be gone?
Usually he's gone for no real longer than one night. But I'd be happy to help you out in any way that I can in terms of our business. Y'all did see her kind of go back into some office back there as well. She kind of moved this bookcase a little bit, shifted it towards the side, and opened up a small door that was back there.
So, actually, I would love to get some. One of my friends back home is actually a really big fan of flowers, but I'm not quite sure which she told me were her favorite. Do you have any sort of recommendations on bouquets or specific types that I could maybe think about purchasing? And trying to walk her towards the other side of the store.
Incredible. Yeah. Sirius, you have read this woman like a book. She just is chattering on and on about these flowers and how she gardens her bushes outside and this like, oh, you got to stay away from those and make sure when you're putting them in a vase that the stems don't touch the bottom and that you take all the leaves off and all this kind of stuff. She seems well and wholeheartedly distracted.
While that's going on, I'm gonna cast message to Elizabeth and sort of whisper, hey, while she's here, can you sneak in the back?
I don't think message has a word limit.
It doesn't.
Just gotta cover my bases sometimes.
I don't know how you're talking to me, but probably, yeah, I can definitely at least try.
At least.
Incredible.
So did she so are they outside or are they still inside the room?
So Sean, go ahead and move to where you're trying to sort of take her with you.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and bring her over here in the corner, in the back corner.
Yeah, so she'll kind of be out kind of by the window, sort of pointing to one of these bushes that's like pressed right up against the glass here.
Gotcha. So she's looking in the full opposite direction.
Okay. Did she, and the door is still like sort of at least visible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bookcase is kind of just sort of put, or the like shelf that is behind is sort of pushed a little bit off to the side. She wasn't able to like fully move it back in place, being a little old lady.
Okay. Then Elizabeth's gonna kind of look to Wellen and and then I guess Elizabeth will try to be very sneaky and get into that back room, I guess.
All right. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me, Elizabeth.
Okay. I'm scared. I don't know why I'm scared of this old lady, but I am. Oh no.
It's not bad.
With a 12.
I don't get advantage because she's distracted.
With a 12, Elizabeth, you kind of go and sort of start to open this door and it just creaks just the slightest bit. Sirius, you kind of hear it, the hinges sort of creaking.
And I start talking just a little bit louder, like, oh, really? The bushes require, what direction do you normally cut along the stem?
Yeah, so you want to cut along the stem at a 45-degree angle. Elizabeth, you're able to make your way inside of the office.
Sweet.
So as you kind of pop in here, those of you, Wellen, Calesta, and Lance, all see Elizabeth kind of sneak into that door. What are the three of you up to?
Lance takes a deep breath and and just moves in front of the counter and just stands there.
Okay.
You're muted, Aison.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I'm gonna like go to both of them and be like under like hushed tones, like so they can't hear. Oh, on the other side of the room, like I sense something like enchantment related downstairs. It's possible that Dick is running his operation out of this building. Yeah. I thought he would be somewhere else. I thought he wouldn't be that dumb, but I think he is that dumb.
Did you sense any opening or doorway?
No, I just sensed where the magic was. That's a spell that I have.
Oh, interesting.
Pretty convenient spell. Nice job.
Calesta, you did see Lizabeth kind of whoop into a doorway behind this bookcase.
Do you think that door leads downstairs?
I mean, it might. It's not from the same office. Is that different from the office, or is it?
No, that's the office door.
From the office? Okay.
No.
I would say it might lead downstairs.
Let's hope.
But
Do you think she would notice if there was some sort of hidden door or staircase? Or do you think she might need some help?
I hope.
we don't know if she might be in on it. I mean, there's no way to
Are
tell.
we talking about Liz or?
Let's talk about Elizabeth.
Yeah, Liz is like, I hope she sees it.
She'll find it. I'm sure she'll find it. If there's one thing that she's good at, it's finding things that are.
Lance is like
such a good finder.
Lance is like, are you sure you don't want Calesta to go and help? All right, and then Lance is just like, let's see how she does.
What?
I'm just kidding. Calesta is actually very welcome to come help.
Nah, you gotta. Let's see how you do. Yes.
It's rough.
She's not actually very good at finding anything but trouble.
And that's what we're looking for. So go ahead.
This is true. So since sorry.
No, go ahead, Kyra, please.
Yeah. So since Wellen seems to have faith in her for now, although Calesta's not entirely sure, Calesta just kind of takes a stance in the middle of the room so that she can see both where Liz went in and where the person or the auntie is currently being distracted to see if there's anything that she might need to do just in case.
Wonderful. Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead, please, Wellen.
I'm just gonna continue looking through her stuff and acting like I'm shopping, and I guess if anything cool in particular stands out to me, maybe I'll.
Everything else here, this kind of honey bun spice mix seems to be sort of the highlighted special offer. Everything else here seems to be fairly standard, grocery fare.
Mm-hmm.
As you're sort of looking through the space. All right, Elizabeth. As you kind of slip through this door, kind of pulling it quietly shut behind you, you see this sort of small office, longer than it is wide, with actually no windows. The dim light in the room only comes from a very slightly flickering lantern on the desk. 3 plush armchairs fill most of the space, one sort of behind this heavy wooden desk, the other 2 both facing towards it, looking as though somebody sort of takes meetings here. Crimson rugs cover the wooden flooring, worn, the front one seemingly in some sort of pattern from what looks to be maybe someone pacing on here for many, many, many years. The back of the room, however, holds 2 chests, both locked with a thick iron padlock. Go ahead and make your choice a perception or an investigation check for me, Calesta. Or sorry, not Calesta, Elizabeth. A 15. Looking around this space, you kind of are checking out this desk here. All of the desk drawers sort of seem to be slightly ajar, never quite able to fully close all the way, except the one on the very bottom right of the desk, which actually seems to be pulled flush to it. You also kind of, as you are checking this desk out, you notice there is some slight chipping on the bottom of the desk beneath the rightmost drawer. And sort of upon checking that out, you see that there is a small keyhole. The crimson rug behind the desk is also not quite sitting flat on the floor, curving slightly upward and away from the wall.
So there's a keyhole in the bottom of the drawer.
And so if you picture like a desk that has drawers on either side, if you were to get on the ground and look up underneath the right side, there's a small keyhole there.
Okay. Lizabeth is going to try and think real hard and send a message to Sirius. She doesn't have that cantrip, so she can't do it. But she doesn't know that. So she's just sort of like describing what she's found in her head. Trying real hard to be helpful. And after hearing no feedback, she's gonna sort of be like, can I like peek under the rug and see if there is a trapdoor? Because Wellen told me that there was something down. So is there like a...
Yes, you certainly did. Lifting up that red rug behind the desk, you reveal a trapdoor that is nearly flush to the ground that seems to have a built-in lock, not an iron lock like before, but something that looks to have a 3-number combination.
Locked with a... Okay.
It's like, and so rather than there being any sort of like keyhole or anything, it's just in the like front center of this trapdoor is like these rotating dials that have the numbers 0 through 9 on each of them.
Okay, so that one's not one that I can pick, probably.
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna, put the rug back and sort of smooth it over, and think real hard and be like, do I have enough time to pick this lock? And get absolutely no response because she's not sending them out. I'm just gonna be, well, okay. And she's going to lay on her back and scooch under the desk. And can I see if it is trapped before I try to pick it?
Yes. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm so good at investigating.
Let's do
So good.
You got it. Yes, you are. Yes,
City.
yes,
It's
you
called
are.
Crit
Grove
City. Absolutely, this thing is not trapped, and as you see it, you see kind of a way that you might be able to put your lockpicks in this certain right way that'll give you advantage on the check to open it up.
Sweet. Then I would love to try and do that.
All right, go for it.
Use these tools. Advantage.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
Oh no.
We really rubber
You
band
kind of-
hard.
2 sides to every coin. You kind of go trying to pick this lock, but you're not quite able to get it. You feel like you're almost there, but not quite.
Okay.
You might be able to just bust it open.
She thinks about it, and then she's like, okay, but the noise, we don't want to have to kill this grandma, probably. Okay.
I love this, the anime teenager boy internal voice.
She's gonna, take her thieves' tools out and try and, put everything back as close to as she found it as she could. And then just try and waltz back out as if nothing has happened.
Incredible. So you're only checking out the desk in this space.
Oh, I mean, are there... Oh, the 2 chests. Can I try and pump the lock on the 2 chests? Are those trapped?
You can make an investigation check.
Okay. I will investigate. I'm so good at things. Yeah. They're not trapped at all.
They're not trapped.
Cool. I will try to pick the locks on that one.
Which one are you going for first?
Let's start with the one on the left for no reason.
Okay. The one on the left side with a 10 is easy enough for you to ping, just kind of Lizabeth is a pro at these sort of basic locks. Like it's like nothing to her.
She's very familiar with the basic.
Yes. Inside you see a couple of things. One is this sort of like thick, dusty book that you sort of pick up. It's like thick. You also see in a jar, sort of with a mix of sort of spices, dry ingredients, and wrapped around it on the outside is secret recipe, do not share.
Is it the recipe for the spice mix?
Looks like it. Looks like the same sort of mix.
You better nab this woman's recipe, goddamn.
Can I see what it says? Can I read the recipe?
Yeah, Elizabeth, you can read the recipe easily enough. You're able to get down. It's like this mix of like these sweet spices. The secret ingredient actually seems to be more salt than you would expect in a recipe like this. And then instead of sugar, she actually seems to use a combination of maple syrup and honey.
Elizabeth is sort of taking, she's got like a little pen and she's kind of like scratching it out on her, reminding herself to compare it to her mother's honey flame bread spice mix. And then she will just try, she'll put it back. She's not going to take this woman's spice mix because this is her business and we stand a small business owner.
Right.
She might rip it off later, but that's a story for another day. So she'll close that one and put the lock back. And then can I try the right one?
Yeah, certainly.
All right. One more time.
Okay.
Much better. 23.
There we go.
No problems here. This chest seems to be filled with quite a bit of paper. It looks like correspondence between a couple of folks that you don't really have time to read right now, but you do see one of them is signed from Dirk. The other, there's some more letters in there between Dirk and a couple of different like styles of handwriting you don't have time to read, and there is a small map in there as well.
I'm going to just grab the map and the letter that I saw that was signed from Dirk and just kind of shove it in my little like parcel bag. Close it, try and prevent the squeaking as much as possible and, clip the lock back on. And now I will waltz back out as if nothing has happened.
Hands kind of behind her back, just a slight whistle as she's casually now perusing the shelves. Elizabeth, you're able to easily enough make your way back out.
Wellen's gonna come.
And so, yeah, does that about cover? Do you have any other like flower questions or anything I can do for you, young man?
I'm gonna glance over my shoulder. Do I see that Elizabeth is out?
You see
We're
Elizabeth
high-fiving.
at this moment sort of slipping out of the door, kind of giving you like,
They're mid high five.
And I'm just gonna, smile and nod. Yeah, actually, I think that I've learned quite a bit about flowers. I'm not quite sure if I want to purchase today, but I think that with this knowledge, I can definitely find something for my friend.
wonderful. Well, anytime you want to talk gardening, young man, you just come on by and Auntie will make you a cup of tea and I'll tell you everything I know.
Oh, thank you so much. What are your hours again?
Oh, I'm open when I'm here.
Okay. It was great talking to you. Yeah.
You too, young man. She kind of ruffles your hair a little bit.
Oh no.
Aww.
And I'm just gonna spin on my heels and walk right back over to.
All right, let's get out of here.
To the group. And I'm gonna look at everybody. Did we find everything that we needed to find here?
I think so.
Did you get your bacon eggs?
Oh.
I mean, I didn't, but I'm sure that we can get some a little later.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm all stocked up. I don't need anything as she has here.
Well, all right. Let's go ahead and step out of this fine lady's establishment and be on our merry way.
Well, y'all just come by anytime you need from Auntie.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
If you ever want to learn about Tellweed, I might be in town for at least the next 3 hours.
Oh, we love a specific king.
Incredible. So y'all are able to sort of make your way out of this store.
All right.
Where are you doing?
As soon as we're out of like earshot, like the door is closed and we take a couple of steps, I'm gonna, turn to Lizabeth and be like, all right, so did you find anything on Dirk? Anything about like where he is, what he's been up to?
The spice recipe uses salt and maple sugar and honey.
That sounds really, really yummy right now, actually.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Also sounds really easy.
But about Dirk?
Oh. And she'll sort of, fish around in her bag and pull out I got a map. I don't know where it goes to, but it's a map. And Alvaroso says you should always get those if you can find them. And then this is a letter. There was also a trap door that presumably goes to down somewhere. But I didn't go down there because I tried to talk to you, but it didn't work anymore. You might want to check on that brain thing that you got going on.
Yeah, it's usually just like a one-time I send something, you send something back. It's not like a continuous. I'm not like in your head.
Elizabeth's going to mentally just scream real loud and see if he flinches.
I just continue to like look at her like.
You see her just be like.
I'm just like.
Okay, that's good to know.
Elizabeth is kind of that TikTok sound that's like, you poor sweet thing. There's nothing going on behind those eyes. Whatever that one is.
And then there was also a desk that had this like locked the drawer, and then I tried to get it open, but it was real stubborn. I'm guessing that lock has not been greased in a while because I am an expert at getting that sort of stuff. So it fully was definitely not my fault at all. But, we can go back and try another day.
Was the trap door locked?
I did not. Actually, I did check that. It has a lock on it. It's got 3 numbers. So that's not something that I guess I could have just busted it, but I thought that we were kind of maybe trying to be a little discreet. So usually Gable says, don't bust things if we're being discreet.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. That was very smart.
Gable's real smart. I don't think he'd like you.
I don't. Would he like you? He doesn't say anything.
Poor Sirius.
He just wants friends.
That's why he would like you.
So the map, does it have anything circled? Is there anything listed on it, Rayleigh?
I can show you, actually.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and look at this on screen, shall we? Nothing is labeled. There are no words on this map. If anyone wants to make a history check to see if, based on what is showing here, you recognize it, you certainly can.
I'll roll a history check. I've got an okay history, and who knows? Maybe the dice won't fuck me this time.
Oh, and
Turns out they will fuck me.
I sensed some type of enchantment magic underground. I think there's something, maybe like a processing thing or something. There's something down there that is enchantment.
Okay. So we're probably going to have to head back there maybe after hours.
After hours.
After hours.
Shout out to Doofenshmirtz. We stand.
Okay.
There you go. A decent
Okay.
roll.
Okay. At least
Yeah.
somebody got a decent
Someone
roll
got
on
a
some
decent
history
roll.
checks.
Elizabeth, you recognize this as a very, very tiny island off of the coast of Marquette, which is quite a long ways away from here. It's not somewhere you've ever been, but you do, you have heard that there are this like golden ziggurat that seems to be noted on here. Is kind of what keys you in there. The island is called,
the name of it?
Yeah, it's called Toradora.
It's an anime.
Hey, we watching anime now? Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this here's Toradora. Is Toradora known for making drugs?
I don't know that I know anything about Toradora.
Not heard of that
No.
place.
I'll also say, as you guys are looking at this, anyone who wants to can make an investigation check.
Can you say that one more time? You cut out there.
Sorry. Anybody who is looking at this who wishes can make an investigation check as you're kind of checking this thing out.
I love
Negative
it. Lance is a -1.
I'm a
That's
negative one.
And you still rolled better than me.
Yeah, Lance, you look. So from your time in the arms, you know most maps that are like for reference are usually kept in pretty decent shape, right? Because if they get like crinkled in certain spaces, you can think that, oh, this is like 1 day's travel because there's like a tiny fold in here and it's like suddenly there's like, oh, there's 150 miles here we didn't really get to account for. This one's pretty beat up. And seems to be kind of more worn in the like around the center-ish of the map than the middle, which is odd.
Around the center, then Lance is going to sit there and basically, I guess, relay that information, mostly to Sirius, and be like, yeah, something is weird about this map, how in the center. Lance is gonna be like, I don't know how to explain it.
Something's weird about the middle of the map. So like where the little swirly bit is.
With the 17 too, you kind of get the idea you don't have the full picture of maybe what this map was used for. Like it wasn't used for navigation specifically. It had another use that you don't quite know what it is, but this is not the kind of map that somebody would use to go on this island. Because, like, look at how sparse those markings are. That's
look at
kind of whack.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, yeah, I think we should find an actual map of this island.
Okay.
Is this not a map?
Kyra, did you say something?
Not one used for travel.
Interesting. Is it possible to like see if there are any traces of drugs on this?
Just off the dust.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
With y'all's investigation checks that you did roll, you don't detect any traces of drugs on this.
Okay.
Maybe it was like a war map. You know, if it's worn in the center, maybe that's because they were pushing things around on the front lines or something.
Maybe it could also be like a treasure map.
I don't think this is a treasure map. It's not very specific. It'd be kind of hard to find the treasure based off of this map. Does it look about the size? Like what? How big is the map? And about what size is like the worn part of the middle?
So it's worn in most of the center of the landmass. I'll say, basically from like, oh god, that's not what I wanted to do.
Nice.
Like kind of this section of the map that I've marked here with this drawing is more worn than like say the edges are. And what was your second question, Zoe?
Like how big is the map? Is it like a giant
it's small.
thing?
It's like 2/3 of a sheet of printer paper.
I think maybe they used it as a coaster. You know, it was a pretty nice hardwood desk, so maybe they just needed somewhere to put their drink down, and they didn't want to stain the wood. So, you know,
They
Alvarosa
kept their
says you
coasters
should-
locked in a chest.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Riley really got us out here thinking.
Well,
I
it
will
does-
say, with a 10 investigation check, Elizabeth, you do recall that desk drawer that you weren't able to get into. You imagine you might be able to get maybe you might be able to find something there.
Oh yeah, why would these people have a war map? That doesn't make a whole lot
Yeah.
of sense.
I do think we might find some more info if we all get back in that little office space that Auntie was hiding.
And,
Well, so I can get back
Do
in,
they live?
but I don't know about the getting out part.
Does Auntie live near or in the grocery shop, or is it completely separate from a residence?
It didn't look like there was a residence. Like there was no like second floor kind of residential area. I mean, it was in kind of a neighborhood area, but you're not sure like if she very well could live like next door for all that you know. But it doesn't look like she lives in that building.
Should we go tonight?
I think that's probably our best move is to after she leaves for the night, because apparently she just jets out whenever she wants. So I know that we left the Harvest Festival not super late. I don't think had the sun gone down, Riley, when
The sun
when
had
that
like
fight
just
happened?
gone. The sun had like just gone beyond the horizon.
Okay, so we should probably wait for sunset to come around and then find our way back in, get into this little office area, and then and figure out what Dark is doing.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Are there just like people walking around, milling about?
Yeah, as you sort of get to the outer edges of town, it actually gets busier. To get into town here, people are kind of keeping clear of the center of town, it seems, but it's not like bustling. But every now and again, there will be like somebody with a cart and a horse or something going by.
Okay. Lizzie's just gonna run up to somebody. Hey there, you wouldn't happen to know where Dirk Danemark had gone? I heard he left pretty early this morning. I'm just wondering if you might know where he went.
No. Sorry.
All right, thank you.
I don't know if we should just be asking around, throwing people's names out like that, you know.
Oh, because we're being discreet.
Right, yeah. You don't want if he finds out that people are asking about him, then he might, hide his stuff better or come find us or just run away.
Oh,
Right.
you're so smart, Wellen.
Oh,
Thanks. I'm not that smart. Just had a lot of time to think to myself.
I think you're just about the cleverest person I done met.
Well, you did a really good job finding that stuff. I turned to I turned to Calesta and I'm like, I told you she's really good at finding things.
I
Super
guess
real
your
good.
faith was justified.
So what do we want to do for the rest of the afternoon? Seems like this is really our only lead.
I believe the best course of action is to return here so we can investigate properly after dark.
after hours.
So what I'm hearing is that it's time for breakfast.
It is breakfast time.
It's a little late for breakfast.
It's never too late for breakfast. What are you talking about? Breakfast is a way of being. It's a way of life.
Lance is going to start walking back to the tavern as Sirius is like giving us.
As I'm going on and on about the benefits of breakfast.
Right.
Sirius out here sounding like a whole hobbit.
Huh.
Yeah.
You got your breakfast.
Calesta regrets asking.
You got your after breakfast tea.
Of course, your 11 C's. You have lunch.
Incredible. So you guys kind of have the rest of the day ahead of you. You're able to go get a nice breakfast. If there's anything specific you would like to do, let me know. Otherwise, y'all have a nice restful day in town, waiting for sunset to come around.
We gotta drink our grass.
Oh yeah, we've got to all try our grass smoothies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've had some
They
time
should
to
be
cool
like
down a
cold
little
now.
bit.
Why don't
Yeah,
you bring that back up?
won't be warm anymore. He pulls them out, and well, I guess we need to go at least somewhere to put them in something because they're all just kind of in a bag right now.
Back to the inn.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we head back, and he'll pour it out for everybody. Well, he'll call for Shug was his name, right? Shug.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Shug Cuddlescar.
Hey, Shug, can I get 5? Just tankards, mugs, whatever you got. Nothing in them.
Sure thing. My guy. Can I get y'all anything else?
I would like some breakfast. Do you have breakfast foods?
Certainly. We got some farm fresh eggs. We got some bacon. We got some of Auntie's honey buns. Whatever suits your fancy.
I would like an order of eggs, bacon, and a small order of the honey buns, please and thank you.
For the table, y'all want breakfast?
Is everybody hungry? Would everyone like some breakfast?
Yes, please.
Yes,
I could
all
eat.
of my
Got
dear
it.
friends.
You got it, sir. It's gonna be we'll call it 5 silver for the table.
I toss him another gold.
You got it. You kind of
Shug is
he
my
brings
best
out these
friend.
We can
5
have 2
plates of
those.
5 plates of breakfast, each with an extra but not quite full second portion.
Hey,
we can just have 2 orders. What are you doing?
These like bright yellow fluffy scrambled eggs and this thick pork bacon and these steaming warm honey buns. They're like a sugar glaze on the top. Sounds so good right now.
I know.
But the morning is yours.
Do you buy these directly from Auntie's grocery every day?
Sure do. She
Do
thinks
you know
her first
what the
3 batches for
recipe
us. No, nobody knows what the recipe for aunties is.
Wellen looks at Sirius.
Just curious.
Looks at
Oh,
Elizabeth.
she guards that thing like a rabid dog.
How well do those honey buns sell normally?
Like hotcakes. Or like honey buns, I should say.
Interesting. So there's a very lucrative market for the honey buns with those particular spices.
Everybody loves aunties honey buns.
Interesting.
Elizabeth
They're pretty
has
good,
fully
charming for
stuffed
yourself.
like 4 of them in her mouth and is like, "Bring on her, mom."
I'm sorry, Miss Elizabeth. What was that?
They're not as good as my mama's, but I guess they're all right.
Well, your mother must be a very good cook then.
She's the best.
Well, y'all enjoy your breakfast now. You hear?
Thank you very much, Shug. I'm gonna look
Got it.
over at everybody and be like, me and Shug are friends now. We're friends. Shug's my friend.
So now you're up to 4.
Congratulations.
And maybe 5 if the one with the flowers was real.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be. I don't think Auntie and I are gonna be friends. Maybe if she sets a legitimate schedule for her business.
No,
we
but
could be
you
friends.
said that you had a friend that liked flowers.
I do.
What's her name?
Her name is Parvati. She's a bit of a sailor type actually. She's great.
It's kind of a cool name.
Why didn't you send her flowers?
I mean, no reason. I just didn't. She's not actually very into flowers. I lied about
Lance
that.
is gonna be like,
She's not really a flowers type of girl. She is a debate you until you cry type of girl.
That sounds like my type of girl.
I can't speak that she's ever made me cry, but I have seen multiple dudes that come up to her and are like, "Hey, you're rich, I'm rich, we should get married," and she's like, "Absolutely not," and they end up crying. It's amazing.
Is we
Powerful
get
woman.
married a debate where you're from?
So
Do
no,
you debate about that?
it's usually just the men don't take no for an answer. She's like, "No, I'd rather not," and they're like, "What do you mean? We should totally get married. Here are all of the things that I can do," and she's like, "No, you're dumb." And so, eventually, with how she eviscerates them, they often leave crying. It's very funny.
So they just ask her to marry them with no previous relationship.
Yeah. They're like, "Hey, you're pretty. You're from a wealthy family. Let me shoot my shot." It's very silly.
Rich people are weird.
They really are. Like we're an odd bunch. I can't lie.
As long
I
as you
don't-
know.
Yeah, I can't really explain what causes it. I think once you have enough that you're not struggling on a regular basis, you lean into the eccentric side of yourself. It's very confusing. But yeah, Parv's great. She she always told me that her ideal place in the world is on a boat writing poetry, which is cool. Not my thing. I could never do
That
that.
sounds
but
honestly pretty nice.
yeah, I know. My parents were constantly like, "Hey, you and Parv, huh? And I was like, no, it's just not a thing. She wants to live on a boat."
You don't like boats?
I've never been on a boat. I worry that I would fall in and drown.
Not if you got someone to look out for you.
or if you know
Yeah.
how to swim.
That helps too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, knowing how to swim would
I'm
help.
sure you're right. I'm sure that knowing how to swim would be great.
Do you not know how to swim?
I know how to. What? I know how to swim.
It's okay if you don't know how to
Why did you say would be like it was like a future tense
I just-
situation?
It was just the words that came out of my face at the moment. I know how to swim. I know how to swim.
This man is lying. to
Was this
me,
not part of your
correct?
training?
Oh, he's 100% lying.
He's-
Sirius has
he's-
no
For
idea
sure.
how to fucking swim.
Cool. Is amongst all of the rings that adorn Sirius's hands, is there a wedding band?
No. They're all, very like gaunty and showy, but none of them are none of them are wedding bands. They're just like, ceremonial in nature, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Single and ready to mingle, he is.
Incredible. Does anybody else have anything specific y'all would like to do as this day passes?
Oh, how are the grass smoothies?
Oh, we've got to try those.
Yeah, let's.
You tell me, Wellen. Wellen and Lizabeth? What is a regular run of the mill grass smoothie taste like?
So it's definitely got like that like dirt, like bitter dirt aftertaste. The end of it, for sure. That's like the signature flavor of the smoothie. Usually, whatever you use to make the paste part is what gives it like the first kick. So I don't know what that would have been. Maybe a mixture of some berries and like water and dirt.
So, fruity dirt water is what it tastes like.
But it's been heated, so it's kind of like cooked a little bit. So it's got a little bit of it's been
So
steamed.
lukewarm fruity dirt water.
Look, it gets you all of the minerals that you need. You got to have your iron and your iron.
Uh-huh.
And
What other minerals are there, Liz?
your iron. Zoe took a geology class and fully knows so many minerals, but Elizabeth has not had such a blessing in her life.
Mhm.
But she does genuinely think that it tastes very good. But it's also probably because she's used to just like stale bread, because that's what they have on ships for weeks on end. So it's kind of nice to have something that's not innately salt flavored.
I'm gonna take a little sip and just kind of I taste it, I can taste the iron. It's very iron rich.
Lance is going to
Kind
drink
of
a
got that,
good bit
when
of
you
it.
get a little bit of sand in your teeth on accident? Kind of got a little bit of a gritty texture.
I'm gonna try not to grimace.
Just think about it like one of those acai bowls,
The what?
That's a rich people thing. I figured he'd know.
I didn't argue.
Yeah, Lance is also a rich person.
What?
Yeah, Lance is seriously gonna be like,
Lance? When I met him, he was covered in dirt. Kind of like this.
Where did you get that I was rich?
Well, you're traveling with someone so fancy.
We met by coincidence, and we've just been traveling together.
And now we're best friends.
And now we're best friends.
What did you think of the smoothie, Lance?
He took a big gulp of it and put it down. And he's gonna be like, not as bad as that shot last night, honestly.
That's fair. Are you rich, Lance?
Lance is going to be like, no, I am not. And leaning over, since we're at a bar, leaning over because we're at the two ends of the bar, like of each other, like the whole group sitting.
Just calling down the bar.
Yeah. He's going to be like, you said that these honey buns weren't as good as your mother's. Is there a possibility that we could try your mother's cooking?
Well, of course, but that would require getting on a boat.
How long would
know
we
how
have
to
to be on the boat for?
From here,
Well, there's
Zoe
no.
does not know, but
no
I'm gonna guess
water.
that the ocean is pretty big, so maybe like 3
Yeah,
months.
The ocean is kind of big.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Good ones. Depending on the weather.
About 3 months, 2.5 if you're quick.
On the water? I mean, this is true. Lance is going to be like, do you know how to cook?
I know a thing or two. Not as good as Mama, but I do what I can.
I wouldn't mind.
No.
I would. Oh.
Actually, Elizabeth does not know how to cook. Who do you think
It's
you
like,
are?
No. Well, I wouldn't mind trying your honey buns if you didn't mind. If you wouldn't mind. Okay, that sounded weird. Okay, wait, hold on back. Guys, Lance is a Christian. I'm just kidding.
He's a man of God.
Well, they're not actually quite honey buns per se. It's called honey flame bread. It's this Marquesian, I think that's how you say it, Marquesian.
Marquesian.
Yeah. Well, that's where their spices are from. And you see, Mama's great grandmother was from there, and she brought the recipe all the way over down to Nicodranus, and that's where Mama was from originally. And so it's real authentic, but it's not quite a honey bun. It's actually called honey flame bread, and so it's it's a little sugary, and it's got this like brown sugar that sort of brulees on the top. Brulee is a real fancy word that Wellen taught me the other week, and it's when you put fire on something. So he knows a lot about that.
Yeah. Well, my Aison doesn't know what that means.
And he gets a little bit of a sugary crust on the top, and then in the middle it's all warm and there's steam. And I really miss my mama.
Would you happen to know Marquesian by any chance?
The language? No.
These are like, okay, never mind.
It's a real old family recipe, so I'm afraid that got passed down. The rest of the culture may have slipped through the cracks a little bit.
All right. Well, I would love to try them one day.
Well, I'll be happy to make them for you sometime. If we can get all the right stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, doke. Anything else y'all would like to do today?
Nah.
Yeah, I think it's time to just lay low until it's nighttime.
Are there any shops? I would like to ask Shug if there are any shops.
Yeah, there's a couple of market places around here. If you just go on head to the western end of town, that's where more of the artisan districts are, so to speak.
Bet y'all got any of those? Got any jewelers around here? I like to get a piece of jewelry from everywhere I visit.
They're not really the jewelry type, so to speak.
Well, that's tragic. I think that jewelry is a great representative of an area's culture. I think that every type of region has their own flair.
If you catch one of them farmer girls, he might be able to make you like a flower crown.
I'll see what I can do.
I think you've got just the right amount of flair.
I appreciate that. But I like to have a rotation. So the same amount, just different kinds.
Incredible. So you all kind of just have a restful rest of your day hanging around the tavern in the town square, kind of exploring the streets a little bit of Turst Fields until it gets to be about an hour. Sun's starting to go down around here. Whoa, not that. But if there's anything y'all would like to do in this evening time period, no.
I guess, are there like gonna be guards that are gonna see us
what
and
would
be like,
y'all
hey,
like to do?
are there gonna be like guards that are gonna like stop us from
Around
going in
here,
or
you
like
saw
that?
some at the Harvest Festival. Yeah, you haven't really seen like guards other than at the Harvest Festival. It kind of seems like they came in to do a little bit of recruiting rather than like actually patrolling here. It seems more of like a neighborhood watch kind of situation.
So we'll probably be fine. Or like
Probably. Maybe.
not under much threat. Maybe.
All right. So if the sun's going down, seems like no better time to sort of casually stake out a small business. Just sort of what's a little stakeout amongst friends.
Amongst friends. All right. Let's go ahead and put our tokens in their right spaces. So y'all kind of have this street around Auntie's out here. Seeing her flower bushes sort of obscuring the upper halves of the windows as the sun sort of begins to go down. What would y'all like to do?
Is there like a sign at the front that says like we're open and then it like turns around and says sorry we're closed? Is this one of those? Damn. Are there like windows on the door that I could peer through?
There are two big large windows in the front. It does not look like the inside is lit at this point in time.
Okay. I would like to let me check something really quick.
Where'd Calesta go? She just disappeared.
I would like to cast I would like to walk up to the door but cast minor illusion behind me and have it look super foggy like in the space around the door. So like people can't really see what's going on like right here, like right in front of the door.
Go ahead. Yeah, let me look at image of an object.
And then I would like to try and open the door.
Cool. So the door is locked. I will say it's not very heavily obscured through fog at this moment in time. Like it's enough to be like a little bit of haziness in the area, but if y'all are trying to be sneaky, I think what I'm going to have you guys do is go ahead and all of y'all, let me go ahead and request this roll from the group, shall we? Where's Calesta's token? I think she's missing from the map. She is. I'm going to ask all of you guys. Yeah, I just added her. To go ahead and make a stealth check.
I believe my stealth is at disadvantage, right?
Are you wearing
sure
heavy
is.
armor?
I'm wearing medium armor.
Ouchie.
No, not heavy, medium. But I think it's still.
Wait. Which armor?
I'm wearing medium armor, I'm pretty sure.
You're wearing chainmail. Let me
chainmail
double
heavy?
check really quick.
Chainmail is considered heavy
And-
armor. I think.
Yes, it is. Okay. So let's just say I'm wearing heavy
Yeah,
armor.
you have disadvantage.
Let's go.
Rip.
Still rolls higher than everybody else.
Wild.
It's fine.
Cool. So you guys are all kind of being a little stealthy. You go to try to open the door and it is locked.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder at our resident lock picker and say, "Hey, Liz, you wanna try and get in here for me?"
Hey, who now?
Miss Ryman, would you please pick this lock?
Elizabeth's fine.
Elizabeth? Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, because I'm the rogue, so I will pick the lock.
Go queen.
I'm locked.
No.
You don't. Elizabeth, actually, as you are in there, you go and your thieves' tools are stuck. Go ahead and give me a strength check to try to pull them out.
Oh fuck.
You want me to pull them out?
Oh fuck.
Elizabeth's going to turn to Lance and be like, hey, so I think this lock is actually probably enchanted with some sticky magic. So if you could just pull those out of there, I would greatly appreciate it. I would be much obliged.
Lance is going to walk up and be like, I can try.
Can I help to give him advantage on the strength check?
I don't know.
We're both like grabbing it.
Just these like tiny little tools, just like yeek.
What do I roll?
Go ahead and make a strength check with advantage.
Ability check advantage. We good? Yeah, we good.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. No. This door is stuck at the moment, though. It remains locked. Lance, you imagine you could probably force it open if you needed.
Would you? Lance is gonna be like, would you like to try it one more time?
I could also try.
Do you also have the same sort of lockpicking skill that Elizabeth has?
So Calesta.
Well, you need Elizabeth's.
What did you say, Sean?
You have thieves' tools in your inventory, Kyra.
I do. That is what I'm trying to clear. Yes. And I should have found that I do not have any tools in my inventory currently. They're listed under our proficiencies, though. But she kind of looks around at the rest of the group before kind of shyly pulling out her lockpicking kit.
Do you have one in your inventory?
I don't have. I should have thieves' tools, but I don't see an inventory.
I don't know that Calesta does have lockpicking tools on her. Your background,
Okay.
but Calesta doesn't.
Okay, I see.
Could
I
the
thought
two
that-
of you
Well,
work
if you want to
together?
give it a go, you can use mine.
Because you're both proficient, you would be able to help each other as well.
Okay.
You wanna?
So I can like give her advantage.
Mm-hmm. You could give Lizabeth advantage on the second try for sure.
God.
So I'm just making another check with my thieves tools.
Yes, ma'am. Calesta kind of gets up in there and points out, like, oh, that was a little bit of a sticky part. He kind of just a little bit this way.
Let's try this again.
These dice are not our friend today.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hmm.
Let's go. This was where Calesta said to go. You kind of, pink, pop the door open.
Like I said, I think there was some sort of sticky magic on there. You know, she uses a lot of honey and maple syrup in her spice recipe, so that might be what it was.
Well, I mean, if we can't sneak in.
No, she just said the door opened.
Oh, it did? Oh, okay. I didn't hear her. Sorry.
Yeah, you popped it open.
Correct? I did it. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't my best work.
Yeah, you got it.
But you know,
Okay.
sometimes in life, you just gotta do what you can with what you got.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's enough.
Well, then, all right. Let's go ahead and step on in.
Okay.
On the top floor. What you think?
Whoa. Don't get us copyright.
So you all kind of go in.
DMCA, you heard nothing.
You all kind of
All right. It seems like we are currently having technical difficulties.
Our DM has disconnected from our call.
Oh no!
Looks like Lizabeth is in charge now.
Look, go ahead and what do we do? What do we do, Captain? What do we do?
All of you
need
go
a
ahead
new
and make me
link
a
for me?
wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm dying.
Dealing with my debauchery.
Riley, I think we can hear you. I think Kyra has dropped again, but it's
I think
all
Kira's back.
Yeah, everybody is in the stream currently.
gorgeous.
Hello, everybody. Thank
I
you
have no
for
idea what
bearing
she
with
said.
us
I'm sorry.
through our technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's what I get for singing DJ Khaled.
Khaled struck.
He got her in it.
Struck.
Drop her in it.
Incredible.
It's time to get struck. Okay.
Elizabeth, you are able to lead the group straight back to where you know that door to have been, behind the shelves over there. It has since been pushed back into place, so you guys are going to have to move it. Move the shelf that is in front of the door. Excuse me.
Y'all are strong. Y'all got this.
Hey, Lance, you want to give me a hand?
Lance is like, all right.
1, 2, 3.
Lance just kind of like picks it up and like, oh, is it over?
Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay.
Sitting on the top floor. No. Yes.
Easy enough. You're able to slide it out of the way, revealing this door in front of you.
Elizabeth's just going to kind of like do a little bit of a bicep squeeze.
Lance is gonna be like, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
Were you,
You know,
all
I mean, I got
able
these
to
big old guns, so.
Incredible. As y'all are able to sort of push your way into this office, opening it up in front of you, you see the chest that Elizabeth told you about, and this crimson rug as well. And as you all of walk in here, the darkness sort of overtaking you all. And if somebody were streaming next, that would be lovely.
Wait.
we got none of that. Absolutely none of that was audible, Riley.
I don't think that monologue quite came through, but
What?
I'm pretty sure that what
Oh,
Riley
no.
was saying was that obviously this has been sort of a little bit of a tough spot with us for some technical difficulties, but thank you guys all so much for sticking with us. We are so glad to be playing in front of you. So definitely thanks for everyone for tuning in. And we are taking a little bit of a hiatus. We've got some different things going on, but be sure to check back with us on, I think our next stream will be the 15th. So thanks so much for watching, and we hope to see you then.
Thank you.